Hey, my name is Mai. The very first video game I ever played was Sonic the Hedgehog on Sega Genesis, and the only time I was allowed to play was when my cousin would let me. And it was under two conditions. One, I had to be Tails, which is that little guy in the background. And two, I had to be his meat shield. So I was always the first one to die, and I ate up all the bullets. And I didn't get to do anything cool like stand on top of a moving plane. I was the one driving him around. And when he got bored of that, I had to fly him myself, literally. So even though I was only 5 years old at the time, I said to myself, this sucks. When I get older, I'm going to make my own video games where I definitely won't be the first to die, and I get to be the hero. I'm very happy to share that I am a game designer, and I have had 3 top 100 grossing titles on Android and iOS. I'm also the founder of the 24bit.com. I started this website so I could interview other passionate game developers about their lifestyle and their work. And when I was younger, I always wanted to know who made the games I played. What were they like? What do they like to do? I got to hang out with a lot of cool people in our industry, and you can read all about it on the 24bit.com and meet them yourself. And if you have something to share with me, let's talk. Connect with me on Twitter. So I like puppies. You like puppies? You like cats. I like cats too. I like to torture animals. You like to. Okay, now that you know my secret, that makes you my best friend. And because we're best friends, I'll share more secrets with you. Put effort into converting your non-paying users into paying users. At StoreMate, we have over 45 games and over 50 million monthly active users. And in just our Invest Express titles, we see that our paying players retain significantly better than our non-payers. So the blue line are our payers, and the orange one are our non-payers. And down below is measurement retention from day 1 through day 30. So there is power in conversion. This is how the industry views the games funnel, the ARM model: acquire, retain, monetize. However, I think it should be the Arkham model: acquire, retain, convert, monetize. Just because you retain somebody doesn't guarantee that you can monetize off of them. And you monetize your users after you convert them, because on average, less than 10% of your player base will ever pay you. Converting and monetizing are not the same thing. First, you want your players to be comfortable with the idea of spending. So Kim Kardashian Hollywood is a top 25 grossing game, and this is my account. So I have a condo in London, a beach house in Miami, and a closet full of digital versions of Kim Kardashian's real-life designer clothes. And I got to experience a lot of the content for free, and the paid ones too, by playing the game multiple times a day over a year and watching a bunch of video ads. You're going, wait, they are monetizing off of you. You just said you watched a bunch of ads and played the game for a year. Yes, video ads is a great way for developers to monetize off of players that will never spend. However, the behavior of a non-player versus a payer is very different. Your payers are your unofficial marketers. When a player spends money in your game, it's their way of saying your game is worth their time, effort, and energy. And they're going to be the ones that will tell your friends about your game. They will promote you on social media for free. And they might do something like have a wedding themed after your game. And we all know user acquisition is only on the rise. The average cost to acquire one user today is anywhere between $3 to $10. Your paying users can help you bring down your effective cost per install. So treat your fans well. Again, it should be the Arkham model: acquire, retain, convert, monetize. And if you need help remembering this, Arkham, like from Batman. There is power in conversion. So how do we do it? How do we convert players? Great game design, we all know this. Have great game design. No one wants to play a bad game, and definitely no one wants to spend on a bad experience. First-time user experience. Give users a fantastic first-time user experience, because when you do, you'll have an easier time converting them. And the sooner you convert somebody, the sooner you can begin the monetization step in the Arkham model. So let's look at what some of these successful games are doing. Star Wars Uprising, I would say is a top 100 grossing game right now. So from levels 1 through 6, the game is very fun. You are clearing missions, clearing dungeons, the story's evolving as you play, you're making progress. However, when you reach level 6, you get to learn a new mechanic. So by level 6 is where players are introduced to the idea of conversion. So on the side over here is their random item machine. So when you hit level 6, you get to go into one of these, and when you spend premium currency, you get to pick a random item out of the machine, and it's in the form of a crane. And of course, your first try is always free, and your first item is always awesome. And so you take this item, you put it on, and you go back into the core game loop, and you try it out. And when I did it, I said, wow, this is awesome. I'm clearing dungeons much faster, and the enemies are no problem for me. And while I know that you don't have to spend to play the game, right? However, from levels 1 through 6, the game made it very clear how you progress in the game. And when they gave you this option to change the experience, it made sense. You're going to think about their gotcha draw. So from levels 1 through 6, they gave players a great time, and they showed you what was important. At level 6, they showed you how their random item machine works and how you can spend to make your experience different. In Boom Beach, I would say conversion happens around level 4 to 5. And that's really early, right? How did they do it? Well, when I first start the game, I feel the urgency, and I'm somebody important. So I am the commander of this new island, and my objective is to protect myself from the evil Blackguard. And as I go through the tutorial, I learn more about the world and what the evil Blackguard is up to. The pacing from levels 1 through 3 is perfect. I'm always accomplishing something, I'm expanding the map, my builders are upgrading a building or building something new, and there's a bunch of enemies for me to fight. However, by level 4, that comes to a stop. That fast gameplay I was used to isn't happening anymore. And at this rate, players go, well, I can wait, or I can spend some money to continue that fast gameplay I was really used to. Because I'm no longer expanding my map, I'm no longer fighting enemies, I'm not collecting resources anymore, and my builders are all busy building something up for an hour. And that's what it looks like when you can't make progress. The game's going to ask you to spend some gems. So from levels 1 through 3, Boom Beach is super fun, fast-paced gameplay. At level 2, throughout levels 2 to 4, they're seeding gems. We're going to talk more about that later. And then at level 4 to 5, they block you on one item, and they make it very clear this is what you need to spend on to progress. So great experience is key. Give your players a great first-time experience, and you can better convert them into being a payer. In-app purchase presentation, I'm going to say IAP for short. My friend Mike Hines did a fantastic talk and a series of articles called What the Top 50 Grossing Games Are Doing That the Rest of Us Don't with in-app purchasing. And it's a great one. You should check it out. And according to Mike, the more price point options you have in your store, the less revenue you will see. And this makes sense, right? Because just like any customer, when you walk into the store and there's all this stuff around you, you're not going to want to buy anything. You don't know what it is you're buying. You're just going to walk away confused. Well, that's that's obvious, straightforward. Don't put too much stuff in your store. I do want to talk about Star Wars Uprising because they do something that's pretty cool. Their IAP store is dynamic. So when you first start the game, there's only 4 price point options: $4.99, $9.99, $19.99, and $29.99. There are more options, however, you don't get to see them until you make the max purchase, which is $29.99. When you make the $29.99 purchase, the next one will show up, which is $39.99. And this is great because if I'm a big spender, it makes sense for you to show me more. If I'm not a big spender, I like to spend $9.99 a few times a month, then keep the store small. Because when I go in there, I'm going to see this, and it's like, okay, these are my options. Another cool thing is that if I'm a player that spends $9.99 always, and I see a small store, I'm going to say, you know what, I can make the next purchase. I can do $19.99, and I'll still feel good because that's the one level down before $29.99. And also, you can better use that space. If you collect your data, and then you see that, you know what, this player is never going to spend $29.99 or $19.99, let's take those out and give them a different deal that's more in line with what they like to do. And this is Paradise Bay, same deal. They keep their store very small as well. So when you're new to a game, it doesn't matter how expensive or cheap something is. I don't care. It's only when they do care and they're ready to make a purchase, it's ready to go. The store is small, they're ready to make a purchase. It's straightforward. Limited time events and targeted sales. In my experience, limited time events is a great time to convert players. Because limited time events are fun, they're rare items, they're new things that they've never seen before. So leverage your players' excitement. In Castle Story, this is the game that I work on with my team. In Castle Story, we try to run events once a month. And during the month, we have different sales for different players. So we have sales for our non-payers, then we have sales for our payers. Again, very straightforward. However, I do want to share what I've learned that works and doesn't work. The 99-cent bundles do not work anymore. Conversion was very high. However, players that convert at this price point don't stick around for very long. We do the $1.99 option a lot now. We found that conversion is just as high, but retention is much better for players that convert on this price. We've also done $4.99, and this works as well. However, conversion is much lower, but retention is much better. So what we've seen is that, well, the more expensive something is, the better retention you will see, and the lower conversion you will see. This is a graph of Castle Story's payer rate. So the spike you see is when we have a limited time event, and when we don't, it's pretty low. And this just shows you a percentage of our first-time daily payer. I also see other top-grossing games do the same thing. They don't do the 99-cent bundle anymore. In Star Wars Uprising, there's the $4.99 bundle. In Paradise Bay, King's new Invest Express title, it's also a $2.99 bundle as well. Upselling. All games do this. Pretty much upselling is when a player fails a challenge and you give them a way to continue where they left off by paying. So in Star Wars Uprising, when a player fails a mission, they die, the game gives them an option to spend some premium currency to revive and continue where they left off. If they don't, well, they start over. Covet Fashion, while this isn't a game, and it is a game, but not in the typical sense that we're used to. When you don't get a 5-star rating on your outfit design, the game will give you the option to buy the 5-star rating prize at a price. This is something a lot of games do. So in your game, when a player cannot complete an action that requires premium currency, don't cause friction. Don't have a pop-up that says, hey, you don't have enough gems. Do you want to go to the store? Yes or no? Remove that. Take players straight to the store. Don't create friction there. Premium currency drip. I talked a little bit about this when we looked at Boom Beach. Give players premium currency at a regular rate. Not too much, just drip it to them consistently. Because when players get gems at a regular pace, they're going to spend it on something. And when they spend it, they're going to have a great experience, and that's what you're looking for. So in Paradise Bay, whenever I log into the game, I get to scan the map and take a look at what's available. And there are these little chests that will pop up, and I get to collect from it for gems. Same thing in Boom Beach. When I enter in the game, I get to scan the world map and take a look for treasure boxes with gems in it. And it's small amounts of gems, anywhere from like 1 to 3. Sometimes I'll find like 20. Well, you're wondering, that's very little gems. What can you buy with 2 gems? Well, players can save it up, or they can spend it on something really like small in your game. And again, no one's ever had a bad time spending money, right? Like, players will have a great time, and that's what you want. So at Storm8, we started experimenting with video ads. And in Farm Story 2, we have different rewards when you watch a video ad. Some players will get nothing when they watch a video ad. Some players will get premium currency, which is gems. And some players will get something else that's not premium currency. And from what we found, players that get gems when they watch a video ad convert much better than anything else. We tried the same thing in Castle Story, but we didn't see the same results. And the only difference is that in Farm Story 2, we showed video ads as early as level 4. And that's perfect, because in Farm Story 2, level 4 is the prime time for when a player wants to convert. In Castle Story, we showed it at level 8, which is a little too late. That's past the point where they would want to convert naturally. So when you do video ads or when you're dripping gems, find out where the sweet spot is in your game. Where is it that players want to convert naturally, and then seed gems during that point to move them along, to increase your rate of conversion. Game of War Fire Age, they are very generous with their gems. Well, with their premium currency, gold. Sometimes I log in and I get 1,000 gold. Another time I logged in and I got 5,000 gold. And that's a lot. However, there's never a point when I play Game of War where I say, you know what, I have everything I need. That never happens. I'm always wanting something. There's always something to spend my money on. It's nonstop. So find out what you can afford to give away. If you're like Game of War and you have a lot of places where players can spend money, give them more gems or premium currency, whatever it is for you. If you can't, go on the lower rate. Because if you give out too much, players will not want to spend, right? Because they just get everything for free. So 2 things. Drip premium currency where it makes sense, where conversion happens most in your game. And then 2, protect your economy long term by figuring out how much you can give out. Social surfacing. You ever want something that your friend has that was really cool? This is the same thing. So your non-payers in the game, when they see your paying players, they're going to see your paying players with all of their cool stuff, and they're going to want it too. It's the same idea as the fashion industry and celebrity style, right? When Rihanna, Katy Perry, Nicki Minaj were sporting brightly colored hair, and within months it became a trend and everyone wanted it too. So in Puzzles and Dragons, before you start a dungeon or you're fighting something, the game will give you a list of friends or strangers that you can borrow a monster from. And of course, they only show you something that's really cool, something you've never seen before, something really powerful and rare. So you borrow this monster, and you take it into a fight with you. And it's going to be really awesome. You're going to defeat the boss really easily. It'll help you defeat the boss if you couldn't do so before. And you're like, oh, this is really nice. At the end of it, though, you have to give it back. It's not yours to keep. And this makes you want it because you're a collector, you want it, you've never seen it before. This card was proven useful to you. It helped you defeat a boss, and now you want one too. And of course, players that have been in the game long enough, they know how expensive things are, they know, how rare a card is. But the fact that another player has it, it tells them it's okay if they spend money on it too, because someone else did it. In Game of War Fire Age, I don't know if anyone here has played a lot of it, but I have. So in Game of War Fire Age, I would say they do social surfacing extremely well. So when you leave your kingdom and you go into the world map and you scan around, you can see other people in the game playing as well. And you see them as a form of a castle on the game board. So this is a guild and all of their guild mates nearby. And if you look closely, there is a blue shield around that kingdom. And this blue shield is called a peace shield. And when you see it, it costs money, but also when you see it, it tells other people that, hey, you can't attack me. There's nothing you can do here. I'm completely safe from all incoming damage. Peace shields come in 8-hour, 24-hour, and 3-day duration. And to keep up a peace shield for a week, it's going to run you probably $40 a week just to keep it up. So as a player, and you're playing this game, and you see other players with these peace shields up, you know they spent money, and you're like, well, maybe I should have it too. Like, everyone else has it. And another thing that is really cool about it is that if you don't have it, you're going to look like that guy in the corner over there with his kingdom up in flames. And that's embarrassing because other people will see that. And your guildmates, when they see it, they'll be really upset because you're bringing everyone else down. And that's not cool. So there's social pressures to spend and keep spending. In Game of War Fire Age, they also encourage conversion by showing you that when other players make a purchase, you also get something. You also get something extra from it. So this definitely helps conversion as well. So there is power in conversion. Again, I believe it should be the Arkham model. Acquire, retain, convert, monetize. And since you're my best friend, I'll share one more secret with you. Every game is different. Your game is different. Your game is a snowflake. Even though Clash of Clans was doing extremely well on charts, the top grossing charts, they still kept Boom Beach in soft launch for 4 months. Why? Well, the more core your game is on the spectrum, the longer it will take to see conversion. Mid-core games can take up to 80 days to see conversion. So the lesson here is, if your game is more on the core end, keep your game in soft launch for longer to see correct results, right? Because if you don't, you're not going to see what you're looking for. Special thanks to my team, Matthew Lanahan, Mark Rulamas, and Arno Dazen. Thank you for listening. My name is Mai.